Hi, and welcome to your fancied new guide to finding some invisible chests on invisible platforms with super duper space material. I don't even... What is Queen's foil made of? Anyway, guide. Let's do that. Hey, so this is me jumping in for a bit because I forgot to mention something. So, there's a high possibility that this guide won't work if you're watching this in the future, because the exact words of the triumph this unlocks, I believe, are get all the Ascendant chests when the corruption is at its weakest. And knowing the Dreaming City evolves, it seems that at some point the corruption is not going to be at its weakest, and maybe the Ascendant chest will move. In that case, I'll have another video and you'll be able to find it easily on the channel. But for now, for like foreseeable future, this is work. Back to the video. So on your screen right now, you're going to be seeing every single chest available and the timestamps for them, so if you want to find one specifically, you can click on them. Otherwise, we'll be going through them one by one, straight in a row, same route, all 10, let's go. So we're going to start off at the landing zone, which you first spawn in, and go behind us into the lost sector of the Divalian Mists. Of course, don't forget you can't actually see or get these chests without using a Queen's foil to go Ascendant, so if you don't have one of those, go get one, I guess. Helpful. So yeah, as you can see, straight in Lost Sector, wang. Now once you've come out into the open space, you're probably going to want to murder some of the enemies first, because they'll be in your way and they can actually shoot through the invisible platforms if you're not careful, so yeah, you're going to want to kill them just for survivability's sake. Now, once you get on this rock, you're going to be able to see the first platform, jump on it, second platform, and the chest should be right in front of you, right where I'm shooting about now. Next up, we got the Divalian Mists straight up, so head towards it if you're going into the blind well, and stop right before that entrance, and you should see the invisible platform on your left. As you can see on the map, this is right near spawn. You should be able to get there easily from spawning in straight away. Now, this jumping puzzle is actually one of the more difficult ones, as it requires you going really high up and jumping over some pretty tricky obstacles. Also, as you can see right now, it gets pretty dark, so if you're struggling to see the invisible platforms, as weird as the sentence as that is, you may want to turn your brightness up just for that cheaty night vision. As you can see here, land carefully on the thin platforms while jumping over the blocking ones. And once you get up here, you'll be able to see the chest and tell your friends you're floating like an eagle, and they'll be very confused. Next up, we're going to head over to the Strand through this cave, and we'll be heading over to where Petra is. Handily, she's marked on the map, so pretty easy to find, not going to get lost. As you can see already, there's a platform.
Ah, my favorite guardian.
So down in the bottom right of the map. And you're going to want to head through this pathway in case you can't find your way there. Otherwise, Dreaming City is a pretty easy place to get lost. Now this one, it's a pretty simple job, just jump along the platforms, minding the thin ones, and eventually you'll get on top of that ring in the middle and be able to claim the chest. I'm going to show the full footage from all these jumping puzzles, even if I'm not talking over it, just for that clear guide on how you can get to the end. And there's your chest. After this one, we're going to actually just jump straight down to the lost sector that's almost right under us. Very short travel time for this one. Very short indeed. Now, if you remember where this lost sector was, this was the Ascendant challenge for last week as this video goes out. Probably a few weeks ago if you're watching this later, because those Ascendant challenges, they move, and I doubt we're going to get the same one very soon. So with this lost sector, you're just going to want to get past the boss, so run all the way through, blow up that boss like I'm doing right now, and once we get through, eventually, There we go. We should find the chest just sitting on the platform. No jumping for this one. Right there. Nice and easy. Of course, remember that chest won't be there if you're not Ascendant, so be sure to Queen swirl your way up everywhere. Now our next chest is going to be in one of the unmarked areas on the map. It's going to be in the Gardens of Esila, or Elisa, one of those two. And this is going to take us to the very southmost point of the Strand. If you want to check on your map, you should be able to vaguely see the pathway we're heading down. So you want to go past that door that you came through and down to the garden. Also not hitting rocks, that's important. Don't hit rocks, they're bad for your stamina. And here we are, Garden of Esila. Now again, if you want to be not bothered while you're jumping, you might want to kill some of the enemies in here. I had an ogre spawn in, didn't deal with him till afterwards because I'm an idiot, and he bothered me while I was trying to get the chest. So yeah, take out the enemies and it'll be a good time. If you don't, well, I guess that's your prerogative. So we're going to jump up onto this bridge. Jumping puzzle in itself there. It should be able to easily be done. Now you want to stare at this tree. Which here we are on the map. Forgot I did that. I'm commentating over this after I've recorded it. There you go. There's the first platform off to the right when you're staring at the tree. There's that platform in particular you can't see from the last platform, so you've got to make a leap of faith for that one. The rest of them should be pretty easy to follow. And it should be on the end of this platform. I've already taken it this week, so not there for me, but hey ho. Now, next chest, you're going to want to go through one of these taken portals. There are 3 of them. There is one in the Garden of Esila that we just showed, one in Harbinger's Seclude, which is one of the later locations, I'll timestamp it now, and one in the Spine of Keres, which we'll get to later. So here, this area is not on the map. You're going to have to go through as taken portals. It will say Hidden Fireteam Member if you're there. This is the Confluence. Now this will be in the central area with 3 doors around it. Should be pretty easy to find. You're going to want to go to the door without the 2 banners next to it and start the jumping puzzle. This one you've got to do some crouching on because you might hit your head and get knocked off, as you can see here. Crouching under those to keep going. And the chest should be right on top of this platform. Again, I got it already, so it's disappeared. Don't know which side it's on. It's on one of those. Next we're going to go to Harbinger's Seclude. So through the door with the purple banners and the big statue. That's how you know you're going the right way. The Confluence itself is actually a warp room, so it can take you across to different sides of the map. That's why I'm saying go this way and not the normal way through the Rheasilvia. From where we started, this is the easiest, fastest way I can go through all of them. As always, these chests can be accessed wherever, just knowing where you're going. But I thought I'd put them all on one route, just so it's easier for people that want to get them all at once. Or don't know which ones they don't have and don't have. So this room you're going to want to stick to the left. If you actually need Queen's foil, that's what it's called. There's a vendor in that, so it's a skull. You talk to it, give it 50 Barian bows, and then you can get some Queen's stuff. So right now we're going up the lift. You hold square on that altar to get the lift to go up. And this one, it's going to be an interesting one because there is an actual false path in this. I don't show it in the video, I don't think, because I'm an idiot and forgot to record that bit. But just make sure you follow the route shown in the video and you should be fine. Got a bit of a run up to this one, just to not disorient people. Because this is where the places get kind of large, and I don't want people to get lost going, where's that one bit he showed, because he skipped a bit. So I'm letting the video run. Hopefully you don't mind. If you do, well then just like skip forward a couple seconds at a time, you'll be fine. There you go, there's the first piece on the right of the big statue at the end. There I'm just showing the location we came from. And this is the platform where it can go different. You have to turn left on that platform. There's a platform straight ahead of it that does not lead the correct way. You have to take the left. Now this is a bit where it gets a bit confusing, because there's a lot of platforms here. The key is just to get higher up so that you can see the new platforms. I take this platform on the right here, and then jump over that. This is a bit of a tricky platform to land on, so if you find an alternate route, be sure to take it, because I don't even know if I was meant to land on that one. Yeah, I wasn't. My bad. There you go. That's the right way. Then over the top of this next big thing in front of us, and we'll find the chest. I realise that one's confusing. Hopefully you got that. Don't have time to record this twice, so my apologies. Bang. Chest number... I don't know what number it is. Editor me, put it in. Okay, now we're going to be heading out of Harbinger Seclude, out into the Rheasilvia, which is one of the higher level areas of the Dreaming Sea. So if you're under 515 power, I think it is, then most of these enemies are going to be pretty dang tough. Especially the Lost Sector. The Lost Sector, I think they're immune unless you're over 515. So this is going to be an area you're not going to want to stay in long if you're feeling like you're gonna die. And once more, showing the whole route out because helpful. There's a lot of doors that don't lead anywhere in this place. And then you can see the doors ahead, so that's where you're gonna be. The Rheasilvia, Dreaming Sea. Now this next one, again, it's got a long route to get to it, so if you don't need it, feel free to skip ahead. But I feel it's required because it's a pretty... You have to do a jumping puzzle to get to the jumping puzzle, and that's... It's all about not disorienting people, this video, about clarity and making it easy, so showing the whole thing, talking over it, don't have a lot to say at this point, so now I'm rambling, as you can tell. We're going to be heading out to the island on our left currently, you can't see it yet, but there's a big statue on it, it's a pretty big landmark. Hey look, I picked up a resource, isn't that smart? Get those resources, kids, whenever you need them. Okay, so we're going to be heading out onto these islands. You can do one jump at a time. I'm doing multiple because I'm fancy. But if you're using a hunter jump or something, I'd take the jumps a bit slower than I'm taking them. Again, you could take that platform on the right if you weren't confident about going for the one I went for. Now this is the statue at which we're going to be starting our jumping puzzle. It is on the east side of the Rheasilvia, as you can see, so if you're coming from that west side, now you know where you're going. And it's right about there. That's where the start is anyway. Actually have to cut there, because I fell off 3 times. Don't tell anyone. I wanted to make sure to land on this platform, just to, like, prove you could. Because I kept falling off it. I'm like, I could skip it, but I'm like, no, must land on every platform, because reasons. And then there's that chest, right at the end there. Funnily enough, when you actually get this chest, there is a shortcut back to land. That platform will take you all the way down to the end. To the floor. Next, we're going to be going to the Lost Sector. The Lost Sector, as I said, if you're not 515, everything's going to be immune. Might be a bit of a difficult time, but with the way I show, you should be able to get through it relatively easily. So let's jump to when we're down at Lost Sector. Here we are at the entrance to the Lost Sector. Yep, I shot the sign. Flippin' helpful, go me. Here's the location in case you can't find it. South part of the Rheasilvia. Hey look, public event incoming. Who cares? Not me, that's who. So this one again, it's going to be it's going to be right at the end of the Lost Sector, so we're going to have to run through all the enemies. And there's the jump till after I've killed most of the enemies. We're going to kill the ones that are blocking my way, because I actually died between that cut and these thralls came at me, and I'm like, oh no, I need to kill them, yeah, woo! But no one cares about me killing thralls, so let's hope I kill them faster. I thought I cut that bit out, but then I was like, no, because it shows you where you're going. And then if you stick to this right-hand wall, it'll take you past like the boss and all that. You don't need to kill it if you don't want to, and through this door lit up. There's the way. 2 short jumps, and you're there. Boosh. Now moving on to the final chest. This one's going to take a while for us to get to from our current position. Where we're heading to is the spine of Keres in the Mist section. This could also be easy access from the Confluence if you didn't take the Harbinger's path and you took the path to the spine of Keres, which is marked. It's the one without the tree and without the big statue. Easy to find. I think at this point I get confused because this is Saboteur wanders the Dreaming City. I'm like, that's the thing to do another thing, but that's a puzzle for another day. Don't worry about it. We're gonna keep on moving. Again, with me wanting to teach people the way around the Dreaming City. Not cutting this bit out, just talking over it like it's entertaining, even though it's really not. Probably put up skips to next chest during this bit, won't I? Yeah, that's what I'll do. So over there on the path right through the big blue crystal. Can't really miss it once you're coming through that path. Now you just want to jump across. We're going back to the Oracle Engine, effectively. That is where we're going. The place where you put the offering and the Queen spoke and you're like, oh my god, that was such coolness. So past those enemies, and then on the right here, down there, that is where you can re-enter the Confluence. If you're near this place and you want to get there, that would be your entrance. But while I was looking at that, I actually found a secret path. Didn't know this was here before I filmed the video. It's a shortcut down, so if you want to take this shortcut, be my guest, because I just found it for you. Aren't I that considerate? This is a very long run to get down to where we need to be here. You're going to want to run down that bridge you jumped over with Toland. You're going to want to go all the way back to where you spawned, effectively. Right in the middle of the mists. And it gets pretty confusing if you don't follow this route, because you might get lost in all the fog. So I'd recommend you do the rock jumps I'm about to do. Not because they're easy or simple, just because it gets you to the point you need to be without too much problem. So from here you can already see where we're going. It's the rock on the far left of the screen. So I'm like, hey, why aren't we shortcut? So I jump over there. I look down to where I know I need to go, trying to jump over, be higher than the fog, so I know where I need to be. Because the fog is the big killer of this one. if you get lost in the fog, as you can see right now, you can't really tell where you're going. So you stick near that rock and you can just about make out the platform you need to jump on. It's barely there, but once you know the landmarks, it's simple enough to find. What I do on this bit, I stare at the floors to make sure I don't fall off the edge and get lost. Then you can just see the big platform. And then you're going to want to locate these two rocks, because there are multiple paths coming off of this. And you want to jump right between the two, and that's where your next platform will be. Up to the left, and from here it's pretty much a straight line of just jumping between platforms to get to the final chest. Boosh. And that'll get you a triumph, and of course all the dark fragments that you just got. You get 6 per chest, so it's pretty neat. And that should be your whole 10 chest saga complete. If you enjoyed everything, then please tell me you enjoyed everything. If you did not enjoy everything, then stay away. Nah, you can tell me it sucked, I don't care. But as always, subscribe-a-dee-doodle, and I'll see you another time. Boop.